Okay, that was way harder than it should have been to solder those on. I think that my gauge wire was a little bit too thick for these cups. Just made it a little problematic, and got them on there. I hope it's all solid. Yeah, unfortunately, I burned up some of the insulation on one of the wires trying to solder it in, so I just took some heat shrink and used that to re-insulate the wire. I hope that will be sufficient. It looks like we have a little connector end here. Little cable end with connector. Here we go. Okay, I have this connector installed now with some heat shrink tubing around the wires. Not a lot smoother, this connector. The wires were a lot smaller than on the cable, so they soldered in there pretty nicely. I got some heat shrink tubing. I actually remembered the wire that was connected, the orange one, to put everything, all the little bits to screw this back together on the other side. So we'll screw it back together and hopefully it's all good to go. Alright, I was just all proud of myself. I put all the bits in there. Put them in backwards, in the wrong order. So, gotta take it apart and put it back together again. Maybe I'll just cut the wire and splice the wire back together and use some heat shrink instead of unsoldering all that. Might be a better idea, right? Okay, so I had my little chassis that I've been working on here, which I'm pretty happy with, but I also found something at the Goodwill that I might want to use. A little box that is almost big enough. I think it might be big enough. I'm going to disassemble. I started disassembling it, but I'm going to disconnect everything, and I think I'm going to try to use this one first, and if it doesn't work, then I'll go back to my my chassis build. I took my Dremel, I cut out a little space for the power plug. That's where the on-off switch is going to go, and that is where the fuse is going to go. One thing I learned from the Jamie videos is that you can create your own threads by going in a little bit, back and back out. By taking your time. A little WD-40 or oil could help this process too. But this is just some pretty thin little sheet metal. Okay, so I have made some progress. I will explain what I did. So I took this chassis, see if I can get good light here, and I cut a hole with this bit, stepper bit, for that and that. And for the power adapter connector, I used my Dremel and I cut out with the cutoff wheel, and I cut out that hole so you can see a little better on the back here. And then I wired everything up the way I think it should be wired. I used some heat shrink. I bought a large heat shrink tube and a smaller heat shrink tube. So I kind of switched back and forth, and I think I got everything pretty well insulated. Now, this transformer doesn't have a center tap per se. It has two secondaries, two 18 volt secondaries. So I just measured the resistance between two sets of wires, and I connected, so it was in series, two of the wires from the two separate windings, if that makes sense. I hope it's right. I haven't tested it yet. And then I connected the primary coils in parallel. So I connected the red to the red and the black to the black. Yeah, it wasn't so straightforward with the secondaries. It's not blue to blue and green to green. It's actually a green and blue together and a green and blue together. Well, not together, but... So I screwed them into here on the voltage regulator. I guess I could fire it up now and do a smoke test. Yeah, why not? I guess I'll record it and see how it goes. Alright. Plug it in. See what we get. And I don't know if this is going to turn on right off the bat or which position the on-off switch is on. Oh, it's in the on position. Oh, no. That's not good. Let's shut that off. Okay. Well, first test wasn't good because the light was on for this in either position. Alright, well, let me think about what I did wrong. Okay, so I figured out what I was doing wrong. Well, at least for the issue where I turned it on and the power light was on, no matter what position I had the rocker switch in. So, basically, there's 3 contacts on the switch, and I had the power for the light hooked up to the right contact, but I had the load and the main reversed. So the rocker switch should have been working as intended, just that the light would always be on. So I'm going to switch those around and try it again. Alright, I got the cable, or sorry, the leads. Let's try this again. Okay. I got the wires in the right order now, I hope. So let's plug it in again and see what happens. Okay, that's off, light's off, that's on. Let's see if we have any power here. Yes. Nothing there. Nope. Okay. Okay, we have power. So I don't know which screw adjust switch yet. So maybe I'll shut it off and try to figure it out. But we have power to all the rails. Good. Okay. We have a cable plugged into the board. Wham. We got hopefully all the correct wires screwed into the voltage regulator. I don't see any lights. I don't know if they're supposed to. Wait, what is this? Oh, I thought maybe the VUs would have lights. Oh, nice. Well, no smoke. Oh, all the VUs are pinned. That's not good. Something's not right. Alright. Okay, well, I don't know if I changed anything, but I'm going to try to turn it on again. I actually just, yep, they just get pinned immediately. Crap. Okay, so I plugged in the board, it's on right now, I'm fixing an issue. The VU, the voltage meters, meter movements is what I used to call them in high school. The meters were pinned, so I'm checking the voltage at the rails on the actual board, and this should be 17, and I have 17, and this one should be negative 17. 0! So I have an issue where I'm not getting any voltage at the negative 17 rail. Alright, that's probably for another day.